couple months ago, I finally mustered up the courage to tell my parents something that I've been wanting to tell them for a really long time. I told them that I wanted to quit soccer. You see, I've been playing soccer for my whole life. Ever since I was 4, I've been playing soccer. Went from Timbits League to House League and then competitive. And throughout that 12 years, the first couple, I really loved soccer. I was that kid with the Ronaldo haircut and the Real Madrid shirt. I was that kid who always played soccer at recess. But as the years went on, I started losing interest. With all the stress that games came with, I was nervous to make mistakes and let my team down. With that and some toxic teammates, I no longer wanted to play this sport 4 days a week. I wanted to quit, but I didn't. I didn't like the sport anymore. I didn't want to spend a lot of time on it. I just wanted to quit the sport. Looking back now, I realized that I didn't quit because I wanted to make my parents happy. My dad and my mom always raved about how much I love soccer, and I felt like I needed to meet that expectation. So instead of quitting right there and then when I wanted to, I went through another year or so of doing it for them. I played countless games. I didn't practice outside of soccer because I was seriously so disinterested, but I went to practices, I went to games. I went through all of that just for someone else. It was no longer worth my time, but I did it anyway. Finally, I mustered up the courage to tell them that I wanted to quit. Finally, I was so scared to tell my parents something that I've been wanting to tell them for so long, and I finally did. So what changed? What changed was a couple things that I decided to change about myself. 1, do things that I want to do, and 2, don't live someone else's life. I had similar experiences with this, with other extracurricular activities that went on outside of school. The extracurricular activities I did was piano, soccer, and kumon. Both soccer and piano I started at a very young age, but I grew out of them, and I wanted to quit, but I didn't. As I quit soccer, I quit piano as well. I feel like I changed, and I realized an important lesson in my life that I shouldn't do things that I don't like. So, what happened when I quit all of these extracurricular activities? Well, first, I had a lot more free time to myself. I was able to pursue goals that I wanted to achieve and other interests like this YouTube channel. I also felt a lot better. It felt like I just pulled a weight right off my back and I was free to do stuff that I wanted to do. I finally prioritized my sleep more because soccer didn't let me. Sometimes I would stay up till 10. I would come back from a soccer practice at 10, and then I would have to study for a test the next day. So it was kind of an awful experience because I really wanted to keep that consistency of getting up early. And some of those extracurricular activities didn't allow me to do that. So after that, I felt a lot better. I felt like my health improved too. But doing this was a real challenge for me to overcome. The challenge was overcoming fear. Fear of criticism, fear that I would let my parents down, fear that maybe I was doing the wrong thing. I had to overcome these fears, and it was definitely a struggle and a process that I had to go through. And I'm still getting better every day with this. I'm not perfect with this kind of managing my fear, but it's definitely better. So if you're doing something that you don't like, that you don't feel is worth your time, don't do it. I know this sounds obvious, right? But really ask yourself this question. Is the thing that I'm doing worth my time? Is it worth sacrificing my health? Is it worth losing a little bit of sleep for it? If the answer is not a definite, strong yes, you may need to consider it. Consider switching something. If you have a life where you have 5 extracurricular activities from the moment you wake up to the minute you go to bed, you're constantly working, you're constantly studying, and you barely give time for yourself, is it worth it? Really ask yourself this. Is it something that I want to do? Something that I'm really passionate about? Something that I believe is purposeful? Or is it something to meet the expectations of your parents or impress them, or to achieve some external factor like getting into that university? I want to end off by telling you one last thing. There is this book that was written by a nurse who took care of old, dying people. She documented their most common regrets that they always said, or their big epiphanies. Do you know what the biggest regret was for all the people that she asked this question to? I'd wish I had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. Live a life that you want to live. If you're interested in something like photography, go do it. Try it out. See if you actually are interested in it. Go grab your phone. Go out in nature and start taking pictures of, whatever inspires you. Explore interest. Do things for yourself. You are the biggest priority. Don't neglect yourself just for other things like external value or impressing family members. Don't live someone else's life. You will have that feeling in your gut that you aren't doing something that you want to do. Don't have the same regrets as so many others do. Don't live for others. Live for yourself. Thank you for watching.